Hi, I'm Bill, and welcome to Clean Care. Floor stripping is important to give a solid starting point to any floor care program. With normal traffic, wear and tear, and accumulation of soil, the floor finish will deteriorate over time. At this point, it will need to be removed and reapplied. Floor stripper is designed to turn built-up layers of floor finish back into a liquid state so that it can be removed. After the floor is stripped and finished, the goal is to keep the floor in a maintenance mode, where it will only need a quick top scrub and reapplication of the top layers. Floor stripping is the most labor, chemical, and equipment-intensive task in the janitorial world, and each time a floor is stripped, it can slightly wear down the floor material. A proper floor maintenance program, including top scrubbing and periodic maintenance, will extend the overall lifespan of a floor by reducing the frequency of floor stripping and finishing required. To begin, you'll need a single-disc floor machine, floor pads, wet vacuum with wet pickup tool, dust mop, wet mop and heads, mop bucket and wringer, scraper, small squeegee, wet floor signs, floor stripper, neutralizer, buckets, and access to water. Although modern cleaning chemicals are safer than in the past, always read and follow WMIS and safety guidelines, and wear the appropriate personal protective equipment as called for on the product label. First, make sure to get uninterrupted access to the workspace. Look for problem areas with a buildup of dirt or wax that will need additional scrubbing, and identify areas of high traffic that might need extra protection. Divide the floor into rough 8 by 10 foot sections. Move any furniture out of the way, clear the area that you are working on, and sweep or dust mop the entire area. Now, post wet floor signs at all entrances to the workspace. Always use the best quality stripper that is available to you, as this will save you time and money in the long run. Now, take the floor stripper and mix it with your room temperature water. Most products will outline a range of dilutions for effective stripping. Use an old mop head that can be thrown out afterwards, as it will be ruined by the stripping process. Now, flood your 8 by 10 floor area with the solution. Never let the stripper solution dry onto the floor. Reapply the solution to any areas that are starting to dry. The next step is to use the floor machine to continue to break down the finish and loosen its bond with the floor, turning it into a viscous slurry. Mount a stripping pad and pad driver onto the floor machine. If the machine has multiple speeds, use the lower setting, around 200 RPM if possible. Move the machine back and forth over the area being worked on. Use the motion of the machine to direct the water flow. Moving the machine to the right will push the solution forward, and moving the machine to the left will pull the solution backwards towards your feet. Since many floors are laid over concrete and might be uneven, it's good to make multiple passes, changing the direction of the scrubber to make sure that all of the low spots and high spots are covered. Trouble spots can be handled in two different ways. You can heel the floor machine by shifting the weight to the right side. This will apply extra pressure to that spot, allowing the pad to go deeper into the surface. Additionally, you can use a small scraper to cut through multiple layers of finish and sealer to reveal the underlying floor. Once the floor is scrubbed, the next step is to remove the slurry from the floor surface. First, use a window squeegee to help pull back the slurry from obstacles and walls. This will make it accessible to the wet vac for an easy cleanup. Now, take a wet vac with a universal attachment. Adjust the blades so they are just touching the floor. Vacuum the slurry from the floor to remove the majority of the solution. You may remove any remaining wax spots with a scraper. At this point, the residue on the floor is highly alkaline and will need to be neutralized before the floor can be sealed. Fill the bucket with room temperature water. Based on specifications, dilute the neutralizer or neutral cleaner and use a clean mop head to prevent cross-contamination of the solutions. Next, apply a thin, even coat to the floor. Use a blue or red pad on the floor machine and scrub the area to release the residue from the floor. Wring out the mop tightly and damp mop the entire area to pick up any remaining residue and moisture from the floor. This step might need to be repeated if the residue isn't removed the first time. Now, let the floor dry. Now that the floor is stripped, it is ready to be finished. But keep traffic off the floor until the sealing and finishing is complete. If you found this video useful, hit like. To keep up to date with Clean Care, please subscribe, and for the widest selection of products, low prices, and same-day shipping, explore our website below. Thanks for watching.